Hey everybody, I'm Jason, and welcome back to From Tree to Lumber. Well, remember last week I told you that there was a big surprise on its way in the back of a truck? Well, that truck arrived, and I'd like to introduce you to my brand new Norwood HD36V2 portable sawmill. The point of this video is to share my recent experience with the assembly process and hopefully help those that find this kind of project intimidating. I hope you enjoy it. All right, so my plan is to load these boxes onto my little wagon here. Probably gonna take a couple of trips, but you never know. And it's starting to rain, and it's at freezing, so it's gonna be freezing rain, and yeah, this will be fun. This is Norwood's flagship sawmill, and it is a huge upgrade from my Frontier OS 18. And for those of you that don't know this, Frontier is actually Norwood's just lighter duty line of sawmills. Absolutely great machines, just a different branding. And as you're going to see, there's a pretty significant difference in the build quality. This thing is an absolute beast. Here's everything inside. It's quite the pile of stuff, I have to tell you. But I've done this once before, and I kind of knew what to expect. And honestly, it's not that bad. I tried to keep everything more or less together. I'm pretty sure that this pile here is mostly the cutting head and maybe a couple of the accessories. I'm pretty sure that that is the mobility package right there because it was on its own skid. This stuff here is that just the heavy rails and whatnot for the bed, and they are heavy, friends. And this is the engine, the 23 horse. It's right by the door too, because I have a feeling it goes straight out without any kind of modification. My doors aren't big enough to fit this whole system in here, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the small assemblies, like, you know, there's little things that have to be put together before the whole thing gets put together. And then once all those little things are together, then I'll start worrying about where I'm going to put it together finally. And it's also a really crappy, rainy, cold, miserable day, and it's supposed to be for the next 3 days. So I really don't want any part of that. But I'll get what I can done in here and move outside when the weather's a bit better. There's no hurry to get it together. In my opinion, Norwood does a great job of making it pretty easy to get things going, including this Open Me First box that contains the 1-inch thick assembly manual and, of course, some awesome swag. I really love that stuff. The assembly process of a Norwood sawmill is just about legendary in the community. Some like to gripe, but I think mostly people appreciate the depth of understanding that comes from having to assemble the entire unit from scratch. I mean, owning a sawmill is really a pretty cool adventure, and let's be honest, the machines themselves are pretty raw and they do some pretty serious work. Regular maintenance and calibration is just part of the game, you know, so I really appreciate having to put it together, to be honest. It takes a few days, but yeah. It's kind of fun. The manual does a pretty good job of guiding you through a, pretty intense building process, but it does have a few spots that I think could be improved. I think Norwood must be aware of that because they've got a handful of videos on YouTube featuring Dave Boyd, an old-time sawyer who just does an excellent job of going through the complete assembly step by step, and I think it really complements the manual wonderfully. I'd strongly recommend you watch these videos before you pick up any tools and kind of dive right in. It's a really great resource. The assembly work isn't complicated, it's really just a lot of nuts and bolts. A better way to describe it would be repetitive, because there are a lot of nuts and bolts. Honestly, I'd say anyone with basic mechanical skills and just a little bit of patience will get through this just fine. Obviously, any kind of impact gun will speed things up considerably. Now, the other thing that there's a lot of is cardboard. I'd recommend breaking things down as you go, and I like to remove the large top flaps right away. It just makes it easier to find stuff when you need to. Most of the assemblies are contained in the same box, or the larger ones can be spread out over a few boxes, but they're all labeled pretty clearly on both ends, and the sequence is definitely logical. And quality of machining is generally excellent. That being said, there were a few holes that had remnants of the manufacturing process kind of evident, and I had to do a little bit of filing to get the fasteners through. So I have some experience with high volume and high speed automated manufacturing, and I'm pretty tolerant to that kind of stuff. The sawmill arrived a few weeks earlier than I had planned, so I've got a fair bit of time to put it together. I'm really in no hurry. I'm doing most of the assembly in the evenings and on my own. Now, if you have a friend that is willing to help, or you've got a kid, or just about anybody, you'll find this next step much easier. Because assembling the track portion of this sawmill is a true test of patience. I didn't really keep count, but there are honestly hundreds of nuts and bolts to put into place, and it took me most of an afternoon and evening to get it all together. Once again, it's not really difficult, but it is mind-numbingly repetitive. The components of the track are really thick and strong, which of course means they're also heavy. Another set of hands would really help if you can find them. The final step in assembling the track is probably the most important one. It needs to be perfectly straight before all those nuts and bolts can be tightened completely. Norwood recommends using a string and 3 nuts as spacers to gauge your adjustments. I'm going to install the support jacks from the mobility package and use them to fine-tune the alignment. This system worked extremely well for me, and it really didn't take all that long to get it right. When everything is dialed in, the nuts need to be tightened down just to lock everything in place. The manual recommends the fasteners be torqued to at least 40 foot-pounds, and if you don't have a torque wrench, that kind of translates to very tight. I actually set mine to 45 to be safe. If you intend to keep your mill stationary, then this is as far as you need to go. To put on the mobility components, you first need to raise the entire track high enough to fit the fenders, the axle, and the springs under it. I would recommend leaving all the fasteners loose at this stage until everything is in place, and then tightening it down just to be sure everything aligns. Once again, this is not really difficult, but it does take some patience and strength. Better explain what I'm doing here. The axle with the wheels and the fenders on it is 5 inches wider than my door, okay? So what I'm doing is I've got like 4 bad days of weather ahead of me, and it's a nice, beautiful, warm shop. So I'm going to assemble as much of this sawmill as I possibly can inside, and then once I'm ready to move it out into its new home, then I'll just have to take apart, whatever has to come apart. Some of the carriage, I guess, depends how far I get on that, and I'll have to take the axle off. So I'm not going to tighten up these nuts on the spring yet, because they're just gonna have to come off, and they're special nuts that kind of crimp themselves on as they tighten. So like I said earlier, this is just a completion test. I want to put everything together because most of the work is putting together these small sub-assemblies, and then I will disassemble it as I have to in order to move it down to its new home. And that's as far as I could get this week in order to get my video out on time. Getting the track done was a huge accomplishment, and so far I'm really impressed with what I see. If all goes well, I'll have the cutting head carriage ready for next Sunday's video, and who knows, maybe, just maybe, I can make my first cut. Thanks for watching.